Hi, Miss Deb here, and today I'm going to show you another optical illusion which is called wormhole. And you can use colored pencils, markers, crayons, anything that you can shade with to color it. But first, you will need a pencil, a paper, an eraser, and then a Sharpie or a black pen. Start off with a wavy line in the middle of the page, and then vertically you do lots more wavy lines. It can be any which way as I'm showing. Do not try to make them even. The wonkier they are, the better your wormhole will end up looking. So wherever those vertical lines and the horizon line is crossing, top of the line, make bumpy lines all the way to the top, and again bottom of the line, do the curvy lines going all the way to the edge of the paper, the two different directions. The area above the wavy line in the middle of the paper will be curved, the lines will be curved upwards, and the lines below that line will be curved down. Just make them, even here the lines does not have to be all even. It can be any which way. It can be thicker curves, can be skinnier curves. Both end of the curves doesn't have to be even either. So I'm almost done doing all the lines at the bottom of the paper. Then I'll turn my paper around and do the other side. Now, one thing I'll tell you, do not make these lines too close or too far apart. It does not work. Do you see the space in between my curved lines? That is the optimum space. Please follow this one simple rule. If you space it too far apart, it will not look as good. Or if it's too close together, it will look good, but you have to work way harder to finish it up. Here I have chosen a color scheme of rainbow. So one area is transferring into a different color and slowly, gradually. So I am starting, I'm finished my drawing. So I'm starting in the middle. So I have chosen the color scheme of green in the middle. So 3 different shades. First, I'm going to do the background of the light green, and I'm going to darken the sides. So it will look curved as if it's like ballooning up. So you can either do one section at a time, or you can just finish up coloring the whole, put the background color very lightly, because you can always darken it, and it's very difficult to make it darker once you go lighter once you go darker. So I'm finishing up the background of the lightest color green all the way to the top and the bottom of this particular section. You can choose to have all the sections the same color. So, or you can alternate. I mean, it's totally up to you how you want to color it. So here I'm finished doing the background, and now I'm going to darken the sides. And first I will go trace those lines with the darkest color, and darken the corners. So when it is done, it will look like this area is ballooning up. Even without coloring, just look at the drawing. Doesn't it look like it's all kind of wormy and all kind of bunched up together and ballooning up? So that is the optical illusion you're trying to create. Even if you don't want to color, if you just outline it the way over the pencils with the marker or Sharpie, that would be awesome too. It's totally up to you what you want to do. You have lots of options, but coloring, I think, gives it that added oomph to make it look realistic. And you can squint your eyes when you're done and see how it looks to you. See, I'm outlining those lines, and then I'm darkening the corners. And to make it look as if it's ballooning up, one trick I'll tell you, the lighter area in the middle of your sections, leave that light area in a kidney shape, like a rounded shape or kidney shape, the edges. So darken the outsides of it. It will look like as if it's the rounded and it's ballooning up. The lighter area should be all kidney shaped ones or circular, as the size may change. Change your shading pencils often, and the more you press on your pencil, the darker the color will be. The lighter you press on the pencil, the lighter the color will be. Here I'm done almost with one section. Please take your time to do a good job of the shading. The more time you take, the better it will look. It took me a lot of time and I did not want to rush through it. So one section is done. So I'm choosing another set of colors that I'm going to do on the next one. So here you see that how I have progressed, and I'm showing you the other section that I am slowly creating. I started from the middle of the page and I finished one side almost, and then I turned my paper around and I'm finishing up the other side. So here also you see that the corners are darkened. This time I decided I will go over with a dark line on the sections first and then shade the sides. So that's what I have done. And one thing you'll notice in all the different sections, especially the yellow and the orange one, see one side of the shadowing is lighter and one side of the shadowing is darker. Depending on what color I've chosen on the other side, I have introduced to the sides of that part. So that kind of looks like it's transitioning to a different color. So you can do that too. It's totally up to you if you want to do that. So in the blue section, because the color right next to that side is darker blue, so I'm introducing a little bit of darker shade of blue on this side. And depending on what color I put on the other side, I'll introduce a little bit of that color on the other side for the shading purposes. Here I am done with my artwork. You can see it's transitioning from one color to the other. So that is the choice that I made. I'm going to show you some examples of other kinds. Here it is alternate. Look at that. Isn't it looking cool? And there's a color scheme, color family that was chosen here. And this one is very similar to what I did, but here the bands are alternate colors. So one is cool color and one is warm color. Happy creating. I hope you enjoy this.